Kitchen, where we put the ease back into dessert making. Because it doesn't have to be all hard and stressful. You can dig up all of those old grandma recipes and put your own little twist and spin on it. And then you can make it easy, because that's what we're all about here at Kimmie's Kitchen. So today we have a wonderful guest that's going to help us with our wonderful creation today. And we'd like to welcome Mr. Glynn Turman. Welcome to our show.
Hey. Hello, Kim.
Oh my God, this is like, you don't, oh, my heart is pounding so bad right now. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And being a part of Kimmie's Kitchen.
This is wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So is this dessert, are you a sweet tooth kind of guy, or do you?
Well, you know, I'm not a big dessert eater.
Okay.
You know, but I do have my favorites.
All right. Okay, we're going to delve into that a little bit later. That's something we got to find out some secrets. Yes. So do you make any desserts perhaps?
No, not really. No, I don't particularly make desserts. I'm a rookie. Yeah. You like the rookie?
I like the
Well,
rookies.
be gentle, okay?
Don't you worry about it. I think I got you. I got you. So we want to take the time out to introduce to you what we're going to make today.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to make something that I'm sure, I know you're not a sweet tooth kind of guy, but no one can resist ice cream.
You're going to make ice cream?
Did you see that face? I knew it.
That's one of my favorites. I love ice cream.
I knew that.
You didn't know that.
I didn't know that. But it's usually everybody's favorite. Nobody can really resist ice cream, right?
How do you resist ice cream?
Yeah, how do you resist
Yeah.
ice cream? Well, first of all, we're going to start off and tell the viewers at home what all you need to make this ice cream. So,
Wait. We're going to make ice cream?
It's a dessert show. We make the desserts.
And you know how to make ice cream.
I do.
You go on with your bad self.
I do. Because we can see in this show, we try to put the ease back into making desserts. We don't want to
Okay.
make it hard and complicated.
Okay.
So I know that, most times, like when my mom used to make it, I used to watch her make it and my grandparents.
Okay.
They'd be slaving over the stove and they making all the custard and they putting the flour and they do this and do that. We're not doing all that.
We're not
We're
doing
not
all
doing all that.
Okay.
They got modern day machines now.
They have.
I'm a modern day woman, and they have modern day machines now that makes it easier.
Well, I will
for people
tell
like
you,
me.
I'm going to tell you when we get the chance to tell you the first time I ever saw ice cream being made.
I can't wait. Well, let me tell everybody at home what we need to start off with.
Okay.
So first of all, for our little easy vanilla ice cream recipe, we're going to start off with a cup of whole milk, okay? And we're going to top that off with a cup of sugar. So we've got sugar and whole milk, and then we've got a teaspoon and a half of vanilla, or 2 teaspoons, or a teaspoon. It's to your taste. But I would start off with at least a teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Oh, you got
and then
sprinkles, you got everything.
Oh, yeah, you got to have all that stuff, right? Yeah. And then you've got 2 cups of heavy cream.
Okay.
And that's it. None of that.
But wait, where's the churner? You don't have a churner?
That's it.
That's a churner.
Do me a favor. Trade places with me. Let me show you something. This right here is kind of like a modern day little ice cream machine. I know, because I was thinking the same thing that you was thinking,
Yeah.
right? You used to have to like do the thing.
Yeah,
You had to, like,
right.
Built up. I got good pecs from doing that with my grandparents,
Ice cream.
And you had to do it.
That's right.
Everybody
that's right.
had to have their turn. And it made the ice cream special.
Right. It did.
Well,
It did.
when you was
It
a
really
little
did.
kid,
Yeah,
right?
because they used to kidnap me, and the only thing to kidnap me and take me from Harlem, New York, down south, deep south. I'm talking about pump daylight in deep south.
Oh, my.
And the only saving grace was that my auntie down there said, "Glenn, come up here on the porch. We're gonna make ice cream." And she had a wooden, looked like a little miniature barrel.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
know exactly what you're talking about.
And she said, and she would say to you, "Let me see what your muscles look like." I stood up there with my little skinny self. Pop up my muscle. She said, "All right, well, grab this and start turning."
Right?
And she turned that thing. I turned it, and she put the ice in it and all kinds of different
and all
things.
the little different stuff. You had to keep the
ice
ice
melting.
melting.
Right. And now we got a whole new way of doing it.
Now we have a whole new way of doing it. They've got all of these wonderful new devices now that, how you used to have that ice. Well, this thing right here is the ice bowl. So you just kind of put that in the freezer.
Okay.
It gets all nice and cold, and then that's what helps to, make your ice cream. Okay, so that's what first thing you're going to start off with, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to start off with a nice little, simple little ice cream maker. And so that I have my little power whisk because, you know, I've told you it's all about ease for me. You know, you can just have a regular whisk if you want to, but, you know, I like to keep it simple. I like to, you know, it makes it happen really quickly. And then we've got our big bowl. I like to use a deep bowl because when you're using that power mixer, if you don't have that deep bowl, and that's happened to me before, where you start to like make it and then it just starts to become little sprinkles of your paint job. It's not a cute sight. You're laughing, but it's not funny. It's not funny. You don't want to mess it up. No, and then we got our old-fashioned rubber spatula. Okay, and that's pretty much, you know, your measuring cups.
You're going to teach me how to make this.
We're going to teach you right now. It's going to be so easy.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Okay,
see, my wife, she does all the cooking and all the baking. She's a great cook and a fantastic baker, but she has never made ice cream. So I want to bust in and make ice cream and say, hey, sit down, baby. I got something for you.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Sit down, baby. I got something for you. I like that. You smooth. I like that. Okay, so first do me a favor. Why don't you do me a favor and pour that milk into that big bowl for me.
Pour the milk in there.
Pour that milk right on in there. Yeah, and that's all we need. We need that 1 whole cup of milk, and we're gonna take the sugar right here.
And put the sugar.
And we're gonna put that sugar in. So all we want to do really is just make sure that the sugar dissolves.
Oh, okay.
So we're just gonna beat this maybe a minute or two. And it's all just about making sure that that sugar incorporates really well with that milk. And that's pretty good. That looks pretty good to me. Look, we don't see any sugar granulates there. Yeah?
Right.
So now comes time, you can pour that cream right on in there.
And this is the cream.
That's the cream.
All right.
You know, the cream rises to the top.
To the top.
That's what they say, the cream. You the cream, you rise to the top. I like that. Ooh, look at that handwork. He did a little up and a little down. Ooh, we like that. Look at this man right here. All right, and we're going to add our little vanilla extract.
Oh, and vanilla
we're all about pureness here. We don't do no imitation.
All right.
We got to have the real thing. So we're going to just incorporate our vanilla in there.
So is this going to be vanilla?
This is going to be vanilla
ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream.
Oh.
And then check it out. Guess what?
What?
It's done.
What?
It's done. Watch this. See the way that's churning and moving? And we're just going to take this wonderful thing and we're going to pour it in there. Look at that. And that, as they say in Hollywood, is a wrap. So we have the wonderful Mr. Glynn Turman here. And you were talking earlier about some trip that you started from New York to down south. So are you from New York? Or
yeah, I'm born and raised in New York City.
Okay.
My mother used to trick me into leaving the city. I had an auntie who was like a evangelist. Okay. And she had all these churches down south that she would attend during the summer, and she had the only car in our family, and I loved cars, car riding. And she said, Cardinalis is going, has a new car. Do you want to go for a ride in her car? I said, oh yeah, sure do. I sure do. Yeah. I want to ride in the car. So just go and get in the car, going around the block, and get in the car. And when I get in the car, she had a bucket of chicken. A shoebox.
Well, that's traveling food right there. That's traveling food those days. That's right.
That was my first suspicion something wasn't up. Because there would be a shoebox, and the chicken was wrapped in wax paper in this shoebox. And she'd sit that on my lap. And Cardinalis, the car would take off. Brother Hassett would drive the car. And Brother Hassett would take off down Amsterdam Avenue. And then I'd look out the back window.
And New
York is like fading away. And Mama was like, bye.
So they tricked you to go down south.
So,
ain't that nothing?
Hey, I am sitting with this box.
But you in a new car?
I was in that new car, but I had this shoebox of chicken on my lap. And it was amazing how long that shoebox of chicken would last.
Isn't that something?
Next thing I knew, there I was going through the South and to all these different churches. But talk about good food.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Because then, it wasn't about staying in hotels and all that. You stayed at people's house along the way, and everybody had a different meal that they would prepare for you. As Cousin Alice would come through,
Cousin Alice
That's
was
right.
She
was
evangelist.
Oh yeah, she was the one. And what Mama was trying to do was give me a taste of what my roots were about and where we were from. So I gained a great appreciation in later years. As a matter of fact, that's why I'm on a ranch to this day and love the country.
You know what? Let's talk about the ranch that you own, because I know that you help out a lot of young people who get an opportunity to come to your ranch and learn how to ride and rope. I mean, they get to be like a ranch hand, huh? For like a whole camp experience, right? Would you like to tell the audience about this wonderful camp that you've had? You've had for many years. People don't know how wonderful and how generous this man is.
Well, it's myself and my wife and family.
Yes.
We've been operating for that amount of time, Camp Giddy Up, at a small ranch that we have up in northern LA. And I've been rodeoing professionally for over 20 years. And so there are horses and, we have, gardening and farming and, tractors and all of that stuff,
So is that something, I mean, that seems so far-fetched from this city New Yorker guy and comes to Hollywood and buys a ranch. I mean, it's like, you're not in the Hollywood Hills with the view. No, you're on a ranch.
Well, I'm a city slicker, but I'm a country boy at heart.
Gotcha. Probably all those times you was taking them trips with
Don't doubt it at all. I don't doubt it at all. When I learned that milk came from a cow and not from the grocery store, that it was an education.
I bet.
So what I find is that sharing that knowledge with youngsters now from the inner city, is something that I enjoy sharing with them and seeing how it sort of transforms their way of thinking. Seeing fresh stars and breathing fresh air, and working around and playing around animals, and that gives them a different perspective on what life has to offer.
So I want to tell you that what we do here too at Kimmie's Kitchen is that we not only take this one recipe, this wonderful vanilla recipe, which is about ready to go, it's doing its thing here. It's looking pretty good there. So what we do is we try to take that one recipe, and we don't try to. We do it.
You do it.
Because
trying is trying, doing is doing.
Trying is trying, and doing is doing. That's right. And we make 6 degrees, I like to call it. So we take that one recipe and we enhance it 6 times over.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to explain it to you. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take that vanilla recipe and we're going to make 5 other recipes with that.
How are you going to do that?
Well, we add a little strawberries and then guess what we have?
What?
Strawberry
ice
cream.
Yeah, I knew that.
Chop up some wonderful little cookies and you got cookies and cream, right? Add a little butter with the little pecans.
Ooh.
Get a little butter pecan ice cream.
That's my favorite.
See, that's a few. Don't worry. I got you. And then you chop up some more chocolate.
Yes.
And then how we had that wonderful vanilla extract.
Yes, I do.
How about if we just take that vanilla extract just all the way out and we just substitute it for mint? Mint
chocolate ice cream.
And then a couple of episodes back, we had the wonderful cookie recipe. I had this chocolate chip cookies, and I decided, what would be great?
What?
Ice cream sandwich.
Love an ice cream sandwich. What?
So that's how we take.
You gonna show? Wait, Kim. You gonna show how to make an ice cream sandwich too? You don't know how to make an ice cream sandwich, girl. You got to buy that at Baskin Robbins.
He don't know who he messing with. Kimmie's Kitchen can do it all.
What? I didn't know. What? I don't know who I'm talking to, do I?
You don't know what you're doing, man. You hurt me.
It's my bad. It's my bad. No, please. It's my bad. My bad.
So here we are with our 6 degrees of our dessert. And so I let you know what all we had. So that's our vanilla ice cream that we made in the kitchen.
Wow.
Added that with a nice little chocolate chip cookie. Made this, I told you, sandwich, right? And I think I know what you want to partake in.
Hey.
This would be butter Pecan.
Butter pecan.
Because you know you can't. I can't have my guest here without having them share.
Well, you have to
something
join
wonderful.
me.
I will. I
Right.
will. I'm gonna be a good girl. I'm gonna have this here coffee light.
No, what-
I'm gonna have the light coffee ice cream.
Oh,
I think
what's
that's what
it-
I'm gonna have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
All
you know we
right,
should talk about the fact that you know you have been an icon.
I got it. Just one second.
Yeah. Okay. Just listen.
And let's eat.
I know I'm gonna have a little bit of strawberry too, because it's looking mighty tasty. So you know, we should also comment on the fact that you started as a child actor and have been in the acting industry for 5 decades. 5 decades. But as I said, he started off as a child actor because he's just still so youthful and spry and handsome.
You're a
20 years
shame-
married. 20 years married. No,
You're a shameless flatterer, Kim. This is so good.
So I know now.
This is so good.
You have to tell us what you're doing now. I know you got some great things going on with you.
Well,
in your career
yeah,
right
this
now, right?
is, you know, Super 8 was a big hit this summer.
Great film.
Had a great time doing it, a lot of fun, did very well. Now, I'm on Showtime with a show called House of Lies, which stars Don Cheadle
Love him. Yes.
and Kristen Bell.
Yes.
And we're having a great time on this show. It's just gotten picked up for
And
a
you
second
play
season.
a psychologist.
A psychologist, right. I play Don's
Intelligent
father.
man.
And you know I'm really acting.
We love Don.
But the show is doing very well, and it's a very smart and very different show, especially for to have a black man as a lead. The issues and topics that it deals with. You know, he's a consultant, you know, and deals with the 1%ers. You know, those at the top of the food chain, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Top of the ice cream
Right,
chain.
right, the top
Yeah.
of the ice cream. And so we're having a great deal of fun with that, and at the same time, being able to slip some messages in on what the state of the economy and so on and so forth. And so we're dealing with issues that are very provocative and timely. And so I'm really happy to be a part of that particular show.
Yeah, that's fabulous. And I love Don. He's such a fabulous man.
But when you say 50 years, I wish
said
you
5
would-
decades.
No, that's 50 years.
I didn't. You said 50 years. I said 5 decades.
5 decades is 50 years.
But I did say you started off as a child.
Did you say that?
I did.
I didn't hear you because I was so
Didn't
deep
I,
into this
audience?
ice cream.
Audience, didn't I say he started off as a
Did she
child?
say that?
I did.
Oh, all
I
right.
said
Make
he
that
started
clear.
off as a child.
Yes, I did. I started off as a child actor. Yes, a child actor.
On Broadway, right?
Yeah, on Broadway with Sidney Poitier and Ruby Dee and Lou Gossett.
And
In the original production of A Raisin in the Sun.
yes, that's
Which-
what I was waiting on you to
Yeah,
say.
right,
That's what I
right.
wanted you to tell him.
And that got me into the business. And went from there to study acting at the High School of Performing Arts. You remember the movie Fame?
Yeah.
And that was about our school. And actually, that was about our class, our graduating
Oh,
class.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Because the young man who played Leroy in that was actually representing Ben Vereen, who was in the dance department at that time, the great actor and performer
I love
Ben
that
Vereen.
movie, and I never knew that.
Yeah, that's my good buddy. We were in high school together and graduated at the same time. And so that movie was dealing with our graduating class. Yay!
Yay! That's fabulous. Actually, I never knew that.
Yeah, sure.
I never knew that character was based on Ben Vereen.
Right.
See, you learned so many great things at Kimmie's Kitchen. Not only how to make fabulous ice cream.
And people, it's fabulous. It's really good. I can't wait to make this. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna surprise my wife. I'm gonna surprise you, baby.
You heard that, didn't you? You heard that. Well, thank you so much for coming and having a wonderful time with us here at Kimmie's Kitchen. I
Oh, this is
appreciate
great.
you so much. Thank you so much.
And you are wonderful. And you put this all together. I will never doubt you again, Kim.
Thank you. See, he won't doubt me, so you don't doubt me either. You tune back in, come back and see us again. We've got wonderful, great recipes coming up. And great celebrity guests like our friend here.
You got
All
any-
right, we'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in for Kimmie's Kitchen.
You got any more of this ice cream?
I got plenty of ice cream. Yeah. Matter of fact, you can take some of this home for your wife. We just told you.
You got to tell her I made it. You're the best.